cut it all off, and now it's like really healthy and long. I mean, I'm sure it needs a trim, but whatevs.
I don't know. I don't know if I subscribe to the whole like keep trimming and it'll help you grow your thing, because that's always been like so like counterintuitive to me. I'm just like, but now my hair's shorter. Like, what are you fucking talking about? I'll get it trimmed
Isn't
when
it
it.
the split ends thing?
But like, I don't. I've had such long hair in my life, and I go so long without getting it cut.
I mean, Guru Jagat like never, or what Kundalini Katie or what Katie, whatever her, she. I feel like I was never in the Kundalini community, but I remember her being a big thing.
She had a.
Like, basic.
I also love that she just like, we knew her because she helped
Mhm.
serve so much, and I just didn't. When I met her, I didn't know that she had just become a guru, like self anointed, but like was just like a random tube Kundalini girl called Kundalini Katie. Like, what a fucking. I mean, the level of self confidence that it takes to just anoint yourself a guru and then just tell people that's what you are is so incredible to me.
Yeah, it's really. I remember when she operated out of a tiny little, like a shed, basically like an ADU in the back of her place in Venice.
Yeah.
And then when she opened Rama, because one of my closest friends was like one of the OG teachers there. And yeah, she and I had a very interesting dynamic. But it's strange because sometimes randomly I will go back and I will look at DMs that
Mm,
she sent like shortly before she died.
no.
Yeah.
Saying what?
She was basically like, we both found really good guys. We both found love. Like, look at us being Virgos or whatever. Like, she was just very, we had a strange kind of mutual respect because I never genuflected to her,
Right.
sense of seniority or self seniority. But
You
also,
didn't
I
make her,
had what?
you didn't make her your guru?
No, but she also said things to me that were like really impactful. She was like, this was when I was like 29 years old, 30 years old. And she was roughly my age, but she was like, get rid of your entitlement and you'll soar. And I really needed to hear, like, she said things like that, um, that were just really impactful. And I was in Colorado when she died. And I was like, I was really shaken up by it because
Me
it's like
too.
the first. I had people that I knew in middle school, two people randomly in middle school that after I left middle school and after I left that school, I found out died. But
Mm.
she's the only peer, and it's the suddenness of it, and it also, I think it was everything wrapped up in Venice and Los Angeles during that window that I knew her, that it felt like everything was possible.
I mean, she also just had such a like above earth vibe.
Well, I mean, she really was a rock star. I don't think I can. I mean, you and I both met many celebrities, etc. I don't know many people who could hold space like that. And I don't mean hold space for other people crying. I mean like be on a stage and command presence.
I
Like,
mean, we would record our podcast there like every
yeah.
week. We before we like made money, we left our network because
Mm.
we were like figure out how to do it our own way. And then she was like, "Oh, you could just record at my studio." So we went there every single week and just literally like shoehorned a live podcast recording in between Kundalini classes.
You did? I don't
Yeah,
think I knew that.
for a whole year because we didn't have any money. We had
Yeah.
nowhere to record, and we had interviewed her for like a Matches fashion event, and she was like, "You guys are so fucking cool. You're doing well, and this is exactly how I think it's supposed to be done. Like, you live outside the lines, you do your own thing. How could I help you? Like, how could I be involved?" And we're like, "Funny you should ask. Like, we're leaving our network, and we don't really know where we're going." And she was like, have my stage, have my sound guy, have my editor." Like, she just gave us everything, and But like every time we would go there, there'd be like a little posse of girls following her around, like fixing her hair and like fixing her
Oh.
outfit. And like she was like a celebrity, like rock star vibes. And then she would get on stage and teach Kundalini and quote Beyonce. And it was just like, what is happening?
What is happening? I remember, so my college roommate best friend is obsessed with cult documentaries. She just has this obsession with cult documentaries.
Me too. I love cult shit.
She like loves it. And so she didn't know, because she lives in New York, and she just didn't know that I knew her. And so she texted me when that documentary came out, and she's like, she always like, you have to watch this documentary. And I never watch it because I don't really watch, actually don't really watch docs. I'm more likely to read long form journalism. But so
Mm.
she sent me, she's like, you've got to watch this documentary. And I was like, I'm not, I knew her. And she's like, what? And I was like, I'm not going to watch that because I know it's once. And also, I'm just gonna. I don't know.
I watched
Let's.
it.
Did you?
Hmm.
What did you think of it?
Because I was very curious because, you know, being in the mix of all that stuff, you know, there it does kind of make you question just like, and I know this is kind of like
Yeah.
what's out energetically
Right.
anyway, it does make you question like the guru culture, the worship, like
100%. And
sometimes
also, Yogi
classes.
Bhajan, right? Is like was an asshole.
Totally. He's just like another one of these like weird like gurus who like manipulates women through his whatever prowess he had, which I
Yeah.
what that even was because
Yeah.
not my um but but the point is that like I know it's kind of up like guru worship now where like the paradigm is shifting, but it seemed even then to me like it was weird. Like we would take classes and then it would be like a line of people would just wait to like talk to her and it was very kind of intense and off-putting to me. Like I could tell that people were so putting so much power in her hands. And it's not that like she was doing anything wrong necessarily. It was just that like I was fascinated by that type of dynamic. And then I had heard things about Rama after we left. And then I was also like watching her from a distance, being like feeling very much before she died, like that she was disembodied.
I think a
Like
lot of people felt that, and it's not that I didn't want to watch it because I wasn't curious. It's more like I don't know why. I just felt like it wasn't gonna actually. It wasn't a well-rounded documentary. It had a
no,
it had a very strong agenda. I read the Vanity Fair piece and I was like, okay, this is but it was just interesting to get someone's perspective who'd never met her or is not in the wellness world wasn't in the wellness world at all, lived in New York City, like, and just the strong reaction to her. And I was like, listen, she was a mixed bag. She was really complicated in
like
many ways.
every figurehead, right?
Every single one. It's so funny that we ended up talking that we did not plan on talking about this.
No,
I don't know why this is interesting. This is coming up.
I know. I mean, I think it's like one of those things too where I'm like, had had she not died, like what would be the journey of that anyways in this incoming paradigm where it's like it's twofold, right? I feel like it's like the culture is itching to take down authority figures, but also the energy is kind of leveling the playing field in a way where it's like there's a energy that says like outsourcing like that it doesn't really serve us anymore necessarily.
But why are some people immune to that? Why are some people
Like who do you feel like, well, I also feel like she did something that was very much um she was pushing culture so hard and I think was inviting a level of criticism. And I'm not saying that she shouldn't have done this, but
Mhm.
at the same time not really caring for her physical body. So I feel like it's like you have to, maybe the people that are immune are the people who keep themselves in balance and can respect like the natural law in a way. Like this is just me like kind of thinking out.
No, what I'm referring to is like, why are some people put on a pedestal? And I guess the story's not over yet, but seem to remain up there. And why are some people, and I don't think it's just, oh, she put out, Molly, why are you humping me? I don't think it's just, oh, this person puts out toxicity and so they get it back, and this person doesn't put out toxicity and so they don't get it back. It just seems,
That's not what I mean.
no, I know we were talking about two different things. That's I was
Yeah.
just clarifying.
Okay. I
You're
mean,
talking about more the guru.
what the guru and just like yeah, like needing to have this like high spiritual teacher um that's supposedly like immune to the regular laws of human
Of the
experience.
universe. I've never understood that. I'm also not particularly interested in 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 that in exalting someone beyond the human experience or somehow elevate, like I'm actually much, and not in taking someone down at all, but I'm much more interested in the human condition and how it expresses itself through all these various personality types and roles and archetypes and detailed
You know, I think
idiosyncrasies.
I'm so aligned with that, and I feel the same type of like cultural anthropological kind of like vantage point of
Mhm.
it
Yeah.
is that the people that are immune might be the people that like don't drink their own Kool-Aid. Like I thought she was great. I like she was nothing but like amazing, generous, hilarious to me personally. So that's all I
Yeah.
can on. Except for when we interviewed
But she had an ego.
well, we interviewed like the wine people at Rama, and we got in so much trouble because we were like drinking wine at Rama, but that was our bad.
It's amazing.
But like she was like
Amazing.
called like at South by Southwest, we had literally just gone to a dinner that was a cannabis dinner, and so like
Mhm.
I ate like a 6 course weed meal and was like higher than I'd ever been in my entire fucking life. And my phone rings and it's like her assistant. She's in the call in the background. And her assistant's like, "Hey, it's just been brought to our attention that you guys like drank on the Rama stage, and you know that's not really part of our culture. We're a sober community." And I'm like blasted to like fucking Mars. And I'm like, oh, and I like can't speak. And then all of a sudden, Guru Jacket's in the background. She's like, this is fucking bullshit. She's screaming at us. And I was like, oh my God, hell hath no fury, like a guru scorned. Like I was so scared. But it was so intense. But it was our bad. It wasn't like we didn't invite that, you know. But what I was gonna say is that I think that the ego and the drinking your own Kool-Aid is that like, you know, when she broke her ankle when she was in um wherever she was, they told her
Europe. It was somewhere in,
Germany.
yeah.
They told her do not fly.
Yeah. I think that's so,
And like we can fix this here. Like
yeah.
you're in Germany, which is like definitely better medical care
Yeah.
than the States. Like one
Yes.
pray to be hurt or ill in Germany.
Yes. Yes.
So it was definitely I mean, she caused
Testing fate.
death by getting on an airplane with a broken ankle, which is where a very serious artery gets connected to your heart.
Mhm.
And so it's like, that's kind of what I mean, where it's like, you don't live above nature.
No, the hubris, right?
Yeah.
It's actually, this is an interesting transition. I think about death all the time, and not in a macabre way, but in a humbling way,
Mm-hmm.
in just an awareness of it, just in like the great leveler.
Mm-hmm.
And just the idea, I think it's because of my near death experience
Mm-hmm.
where I'm like, that, I had no idea that was coming. Like
Right.
life can turn on a dime.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it humbled me in a whole other kind of way. And I definitely don't tempt fate, but I don't live in fear. Like people are like, don't fly on an eclipse. And I'm like, I've flown on eclipse, like, and nothing is that, I'm not fear based. It's the opposite. It's more, I think it's allowed me to embrace presence. Like you have very small children. A lot of people have very small children. And because of the timing of it, right? Like there's focus on all these other things, but children remind us how quickly time passes.
It's insane.
It's insane, right? Like I was just with my niece and I'm like, you're going to be a sophomore in college. And like, I literally feel like I was like holding your baby naming
Mm-hmm.
yesterday, right? Like the speed up of time and how, and maybe this is just being in my mid 40s, but I really, I really am experiencing the preciousness of time.
Mm-hmm. I
And I
feel like.
think it's incredibly humbling because for me, because I was thinking about this and like I don't have a I need to accomplish this before I die. I just don't have that. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't really have a I I need to do this before I die. Like I just don't, other people do and that's amazing. I don't have that. That
Mm-hmm.
doesn't drive me. What drives me is I get to be here and how
Mm-hmm.
present can I be for every moment
I love that.
and how rich can my experience be, how varied, how rich,
Mm.
how enriching.
It's weird because I grew up in my teens and 20s very much experiencing death a lot.
Scorp.
From like family members to friends.
Mhm.
I grew up in a town where so many people got addicted to drugs and died.
Mhm. Mm.
And, when they're in high school or early 20s, or people died of drunk driving accidents, like it was just like I was intimate with that experience. Oh, wait, we have a visitor.
Which
She's,
one? The baby.
oh, the babe. Hi, my little queen.
She's with Dick.
Um, but I never really thought about it like, I don't know, like in my own way. Like I never thought about like time and do you want this boopy? Hold on, let's see. She like only wants to lay down.
She knows what's up.
You
Henry,
want
over here. Come here, baby.
you want this? No?
You want me to open the door for you? Hold on.
Here.
Let me just hold on.
He doesn't seem to really want this, my girl. I'll just sit with her. Um, are you there?
Yeah.
Like
Just
I never really thought about it in terms of like my own time passing until I became a mom. But I
Mhm.
also think that it coincided with turning 40 because like turning 40 feels like this like
Yes.
very, I mean, I know it's like midlife. And when I talk about
Mhm.
being middle age, like I feel like middle aged people are old, like that's how like it was like
You
portrayed.
just, do you see the meme of like father and the bride and they're like our age and they look like they're 60. They look like they're 70 and
I
like
know.
yeah. So I feel lucky to be alive when like our age is like it we look young and vibrant, and
Yeah.
you
And it's
know,
like not really old, like as far as like, oh my God, Asher's
like the
so.
aura. I mean, the aura still has youth to it. Like,
Can you hear him crying?
of course I can. Does he want
Oh my,
to?
yeah, sad. He's been very like mommy Cody lately. Um,
But that kind of makes sense
with
because
the baby.
she's like here, she's not
Yeah,
going away, you know?
yeah. And also because you want this, and also because um he's like potty training, and I can feel like he can tell that he's kind of like he's getting older or something. Like he has some weird. He just wants to hang out with me 24/7, and I
Yeah.
want to hang out too. But I also like to do a couple things that are not just hanging out with him. No offense, Asher. But there's definitely something in that where it's like what you said, where you're like, oh, I don't have this like thing of, oh, I need to do this like before I die. It's like, I wouldn't say it like that, but I'm definitely like, oh, like for the first 40 years, and obviously it's more like the first 20 years because you're
Mhm.
not cognizant of like your life experience when you're like 10 or the first 30 years, whatever. But from like 20 to 40, I wasn't like thinking of it in terms of like accomplishments or like time spent. I was just kind of like living. And
Yeah.
now I'm kind of like more asking the question of like, and I know the answer is partially like my children, but it's like, what is my legacy? You know, what have I done in this life? And what will I look back on the second, my, by the way, my boobs are just like heavily featured in this episode. um like what is like the second 40 years like marked by, and I feel like setting that intention now feels important in a way because it's like obviously it's not all going to be figured out by the time I'm 41, but there's like an organizing principle that feels like it needs to be honored in a different way than when I was like even 30.
Well, this is interesting in terms of like Eric Erickson says, in terms of age stages, that about 18 to 40 are the years that we develop intimacy. And it's actually 40 to 65 that are our generative years.
Okay,
And young,
what does he mean by intimacy?
like developing your sense of self in relationship to others,
Got it. Okay.
right? Intimate, right? And intimacy with self too, like like it's discovering who you are through those experiences that build
Right.
your character and sense of self.
Right.
And Carl Jung says basically until 40 we're children, like because we're just playing out our childhood, and then at 40 we become more conscious ideally and then make choices. um I don't have the legacy thing. That's what I was going to say. I don't have the legacy thing either, and I wonder if that's human design. I'm the bonus life.
Oh, I love that.
Like I don't have that. Like
Mm.
I don't know why I don't have that, but I don't.
I mean, it
I
sounds
don't.
like not to have that.
Yeah, I just don't. I just kind of feel like we're here for a blip,
Yeah.
and like I don't, for whatever reason, I'm not driven by that. I'm driven by experience.
Mm-hmm.
I want to have experiences and I want to meet new people. It's very much that like Benjamin Button quote.
What is?
That's like that really the it's F. Scott Fitzgerald, right? Where it's like I hope you meet people who challenge you. I hope you can start again at any time. Like
Mm,
this whole concept of really living life. And for whatever reason, it's a mix of many things, being the third, being I don't know, but I'm I've always been driven to have experiences
mm.
and to want to be in different and visit upon different worlds. I don't
And then
even mean just traveling. I mean, like, I wanted to go to LA and I wanted to like feel into what Hollywood was, but I didn't ever have the drive to make it.
right,
Right. Like,
why you're still sane and you're still with us.
I just don't, for whatever reason, I don't know what my soul is thinking, but it just feels like I'm not driftless, but like I'm a journey woman. I'm like, okay, I'm curious about that. And then I'm
Mm,
curious about this. And right now I seem to be in like an animal's nature curiosity phase.
definitely. I mean, you're like Mrs. Dr. Doolittle there.
I know, I know, I know. I
You're
know.
like when nature calls, like you're seriously like,
I know.
oh, oh.
But yeah, and like even I really have always wanted to live in the South. This is kind of like South Heartland. But so I'm in having this experience, but people are like, are you going to stay there forever? I was like, I don't, I'm not wired like that in
Well,
any way.
yeah, that I really agree with, and I've actually been like contending with that a little bit lately because we like know that our place here is temporary, just because strictly speaking, it's just too small of a house for a
Hmm.
family of four. Once another child is up and running around, it'll be like insane.
Well,
Um,
down by
but
this.
I've always been driven to kind of like adventure in the way that you're describing too, where it's like, oh, I want to live here, I want to see that, and like especially the past 6 years, I've moved 7 times, which is like really crazy. But now with the kids, I'm kind of like, ugh, I need to sort of like rectify my desire to experience and explore with also like feeling like
But
I want
that,
to create a sense of normalcy for them in some way. Like we're talking about moving
yeah.
property, and like we have a swing set on this property, and Ashley's like loves his swing set, and I'm like,
Hmm.
I feel emotionally attached to the swing set through his eyes, and I'm like, we're gonna have to move, and we're gonna have to create new rituals with wherever we live, and there's just a sense of like memory living in spaces, I guess, and wanting to like honor that for
Mercury and Cancer.
children.
100%. And I think, I guess that's all wrapped up in like, it's not to me about eternal movement. Like I could be here for 5 more years. I could be here for 10 more years. I could be here for a year. But I think about that in a different way with animals, and because I want to rescue more. I want to have, and like, so I have to have a sense of place, but I
Yeah.
just don't, and I need it for myself
Mm-hmm.
because I grew up in the same place.
Right.
Right? Like I didn't move around a lot as a kid.
And you know what? I have my mom's sister has 4 kids, and
Hmm.
they moved around so much when they were kids. Like her sister and her husband were school teachers who traveled. They were like English speaking school teachers who traveled to different countries and ran these like American schools in like
Hmm.
Switzerland and Brazil and Puerto Rico and wherever the fuck, Madrid. Like they lived all over, and like love my cousins, but they're all like somewhat deranged because they never could have like a group of friends. They just like didn't ever get anything that like grounded them. And I would think from the outside that like, well, you have 3 siblings, like 4 of you should be
Hmm.
a little pack, and wouldn't that be enough? But they were all so different that it just never gelled.
Yeah, if I listen, if I had kids,
There's
I
resentment about it.
but I get that. Like if I had kids, I would want them to have, if possible, sometimes it's not possible, but I would want them to have that sense of place that I had. I'm
Hmm.
very clear on where I come from, and
Yeah.
um I have that foundation, and I think about like my niece and nephew who were I don't know what is going on here with her, but I who were raised in Colorado in the Roaring Fork Valley, and like they have such a sense of place in that. Like so
Mm-hmm.
many people know them, they know it. And so I get that. But that too is its own experience. Meaning someone said to me, when I said when they moved from LA back to New York City, and they were like, "Don't you miss New York City? And don't you miss the theater? And don't you miss the museums?" And I said, I spent the first 25 years of my life basically doing nothing but theater and going to the theater and go. I, I don't want to just live that for the rest of my life. I've seen
Hmm.
enough.
Hmm.
I've seen some of the greatest plays ever produced. Like, I don't need to continue that. That I can spend 25 years doing something else for the next chunk. Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be. I think this other thing is like people associate, oh, being on a journey as like constant movement. And I don't see it that way. I see it as like you can live in the same place, but open yourself up to people who live just outside of your bubble.
And also, like, journey doesn't always imply physical movement.
A
Like,
hundred, 100%, 100%.
so
So
much
I,
spiritually, energetically, just or even in a community, literally, like that you're going to be on a journey regardless of if you move or if you stay in the same place.
yeah. And this is interesting. So Mercury went into Cancer
Hmm.
yesterday.
Hmm.
Usually Mercury is in a sign for 3 weeks.
Okay.
It'll be in Cancer for 10 weeks
And
because
why?
it goes retrograde from June 29 to July 23rd.
Got it.
And it the earlier this year, February, March, we had Mercury in Pisces for 10 weeks because of the retrograde.
Okay.
And so even though there's all this outer planet fire and air, which can be quite removed from feeling and sentiment in a way, there's emotion because fire can be emotion, like energy in motion.
Mm-hmm.
We're being asked to process emotionally, especially with Cancer, which is Mercury and Pisces can be really dreamy and imaginative and creative, but Molly, down, Bubba's, down, down. But Mercury in Cancer, Cancer is known for memory and retention and
Mm-hmm.
nostalgia
Mm-hmm.
and thinking in feeling. And like if you've seen Inside Out, the Pixar movie, it's
Yes.
all about how memory, like we store memory through emotion and feeling,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's very Mercury in Cancer. And also how we communicate emotionally, it can be sticky. And I think there's something really interesting because this summer is so loaded. So it'll be in Cancer until August 9th. And
Okay.
July is a really wild month because July we have four of the five outer planets all at 4 degrees fire and air, and Jupiter and Pluto will be opposite. So the
I feel
planets
like
that are involved. Yeah.
everyone on well, I haven't been on Instagram, but everyone on Substack,
Hmm. Hmm.
which by the way, like, would love to discuss the leaving of Instagram and how like the cognitive shift that takes place is like unbelievable. And there's this part of me that kind of misses it because I want to post and share in that format that I was like so well worn for me for
Hmm.
so many years. But oh god, the way like not scrolling that content has like shifted my brain, and also not feeling like I need to be like a part of that. Like that algorithm makes you feel like you need to create and be a part of that world in that way.
And it's just it's a construct. Like everything, it's like made up. It's
Yeah.
literally made up.
Yeah.
And I'm just finding I'm on a real reading roll. Like I
Yeah, like
haven't even really watched thing. I've been rolling through books and like how much better my nervous system feels for me.
totally.
Not that I'm not watching things, but I find myself wanting to pick up a book because it just what it does. And it's like then I'm off the screen because I'm on screen, with my clients, which I love. But then I don't know, it's a very much different immersive experience.
It also just like awakens like the conscious voice inside of you that's engaged with something, where the scrolling actually numbs that conscious voice that's engaged with something, and that conscious voice,
Yes.
your inner north star, the one that tells you like, oh, I'm interested in this, and so it sort of informs your own experience and reality and inspiration and all of those things. And then
And
when
discovery.
and yeah, and when you're
Because
scrolling,
it's like,
you're just numbed out, and then you're like, I should probably do this, like, and you just feel it just leaves you feeling empty on the
yeah.
level, like so existential, and everyone feels it and can say it, but nobody really knows why.
Well, it's like any addiction, right? It's a numbing agent
Mm-hmm.
rather than feeling and really experiencing
And
life.
I'd like posting, because I'm like, well, if I post, then I'm just like telling other people to like do what I'm saying not to do. So it's like this weird,
But
but
it's post peak. It's
it
definitely post peak. I think that's why they keep adding new features because and I've never played that game. I don't do the reels or anything, but I think that that's it. It's like when you know something is dying or whatever, then you're going to do everything you can to grasp to keep it. But I think so many people are getting off the train or getting off there's also I've never been on TikTok, but I think there's been a huge migration to there's like a split. There's like the TikTok, and then there's Substack, like radically different.
Well, it's what funny because I like opened TikTok because I wanted to like watch Spencer Pratt's videos.
Is he on there?
Yeah, I mean, his campaign is like so good. Like the
It's
videos
unbelievable. Like he
are,
really it really is, because he's just calling out things as they are. We have gone
yeah,
so far away from the truth that the truth feels radical.
it's so true. And you know what's really funny is I went on Saturday. I went to the Culture Awards. Do you know what that is? Probably not.
No.
It's these guys, Bowen Yang and Matt Rogers. They have a podcast called Las Culturistas.
Ah, yes. I've seen clips of that, but I've never actually listened to it.
Well, they're so funny, and they're friends with my brother, and they do this award show that's like a fake award show. It's like a fake culture award show, and culture is like they literally had Miss Piggy as a presenter. Like it's just like a very silly send up of
Uh-huh.
her, and which was hilarious. My brother was like, Miss Piggy being here is actually huge, and I was like, what? Like, are you being ironic? But like, he wasn't. It's like,
Uh-huh.
but anyways, I went, and it was fun. It was a great show. But one of the drag queens that was presenting did a joke about like Spencer Pratt
Hmm.
being there, and like this is like gay Hollywood, like liberal centric,
Hmm.
small
Hmm.
swath of the
Hmm.
population. And literally they said his name and the whole room was like, boo. And it was hilarious because my brother had come over the day before and I had talked about it, and he was like, please don't bring this up at the event, like please at the after party don't like start talking about
Hmm.
this. And I'm like, why? Like I feel like we can all have these reasonable discussions about just how LA needs to be reformed. And he's like, Steph, please just like don't. And then that happened at the event, and I was like, wow, like this 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 group, this Hollywood group really can't see the forest through the trees when it comes to
No.
that.
No.
It was
No.
the boo. My brother literally looked at me and was like, told you. And I'm like, I was shocked
Hmm. I'm
that
not.
we're still in that place of such utter uh, we're not looking at anything that challenges the way that we think things are supposed to be world. It was, you
It
know,
it,
wild.
it it's wildly personally uninteresting to me.
I know.
Like
It's like,
to to only live in one's own universe and to not be humbled enough to ask why. Isn't the whole point of like living in a democracy that we engage other ideas so we come to the best solution? Isn't that the
I mean,
point?
100%.
What's with the color war team thing?
And
What's
just
with that?
he's running should make you curious enough to look at it. I mean, it's like it is such a crazy timeline where like this like hated reality star then becomes like potentially the person to like save the city. Like, yes, it is it,
But you had a hated reality star that became president.
but
I mean,
that's everyone's like fucking traumatized by that, and they like think
except
they're
for Doug Ellen. Did you see Doug Ellen's video? He hates Trump. You know, the creative entourage.
oh, okay, what did he
And
do?
he's like, he lived here for a while, like recently, but he's like, I have something like 5 security cameras, 3 guns, 2 trained German shepherds. My house was broken into. I think he's got small kids. I think he's got bigger kids and he's got small kids. And
Wow.
he's like, I'm done being gaslit. Like, th- something has to change.
Yeah.
And so it's not a it's not a full echo chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Like Chelsea Handler posted about her dog, and then the comments went, I'm personally not a fan of her. I've never been a fan of her. She doesn't do anything for me. But I'd seen someone else kind of talk about this, and then the comments were like, do you want to go down to Skid Row and see what's happening to the dogs? Do you
Literally.
want, like, do you, you know? And I just, I really also think it's, again, the humility piece. I don't understand, like, if one has made it and has great material comfort, like, awesome. But like, can you acknowledge that someone else may be struggling? And not, I'm not saying give up all of your and give it all to them. I'm saying just acknowledge that someone else, their business may have gone, they may have gone out of business during COVID. They may have lost their job during COVID. They like, they may be struggling to get on, like, all the grips that have lost all their work, all the DPs, all the blue collar work in Hollywood, and all the downstream effect of all of these policies that have driven out production. Like, can one just have humility of like, oh, I may have done great, but I recognize that other people are struggling and they are at wit's end. That's what I can't get, like, that's what I can't get my head around. Like, where's the
I know
humility and grace and like actual gratitude for one's position in life, that they don't have to struggle in that way?
it's
I don't
truly unbelievable
understand that. I really
that you
don't.
can't, that there's no acknowledgement that you literally live in a glass house. Like it's like
That's what I'm
insane.
saying. Like, I just, this is why I love Dave Portnoy. Have we talked about him?
The barstool guy.
Because he is, first of all, I fucking love him. Like, during COVID, he just went out, and anybody who was like struggling to keep their small business, he just gave them money. He
What?
like goes and he supports hardworking people. He keeps them in business. He like, he's common sense. He's grounded. He's got balls. He
Hmm.
doesn't shy away from difficult guy, but you can see the guy is all heart. He's literally all heart. Obviously, he's like built this enormous business, etc. But whoever his parents are, they just raised it. Like, he has such an awareness of like people who, like, all the pizza shops and all the people who struggle to actually keep their business afloat, like what's happening here in Nashville, where the taxes are so high on small businesses that small businesses are having, businesses that have been here forever are having to close. And it's like, what are we doing here? I feel like that is what I have the biggest issue with. Like, it is that there's no acknowledgement. It really feels like the French Revolution. It's like, no, you are not Jean Valjean up there in the Hollywood Hills in a $5 million estate. You are
Mm-hmm.
Let Them Eat Cake.
Mm-hmm.
You are Marie Antoinette. Like, I have a really hard time with that. And I think, maybe that's because my dad came from nothing and I was raised on Park Avenue, and my parents told me all the time, you are no better than anyone else because you are, like, it drilled into my head. Because, I grew up around a lot of pretension, and they were just like, they they just treated everyone with respect, and and always acknowledge the hardest working people and the small businesses or whatever. I was raised with that ethos among the very, very privileged. So I don't know, but it's the thing that I have the least stomach for.
I just think it's so insane in any framework of whether you're talking about like the Chelsea Handler or you're talking about the people who are so sure about any type of like medical thing
Mm.
or these people who are like, I know that like the earth is flat or whatever, like I just think it's
The
insane.
flatter.
By
It
the time
always
this
comes back to the flat
I'm
earthers.
obsessed. By the time this podcast is over, I'm gonna be like, and I'm but I just think it's insane to be like so staunch and sure in any direction because life will always find a way to come and like humble you and give you the medicine that teaches you that you don't know everything. And
This
so I
is what I'm saying.
like to walk the line is always the better choice because then when life surprises you and pivots you and you have to like eat that humble pie, it's not such a difficult thing to digest. You're like, I knew this was coming because I got too high on my horse and I was too sure. And it's like, that's every,
It's
that's
as
always
old as time.
talk about
Icarus.
natural law. Like that is literally guaranteed. So it's like, it is such ego and such, and in the case of like a Chelsea Handler, it's just, you're so out of touch. that you can't even see that you're doing that.
Or like Jane Fonda, who apparently like treats people horrifically. Like I just don't understand why we worship these people. Like it's not interesting to me. Like my next door neighbor is a fireman. He goes into that is his job. He goes into like I would way rather hear his perspective on things.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just don't I don't have I did when I was 14. I worshiped, I thought actors and actor, but I was 14.
Yeah, and also that's like before social media, because so you could pretend that they were perfect.
Exactly. But I just I don't it's not interesting to me. Like I don't know. I just don't understand.
I think
I literally am
almost,
like baffled by it, but I guess we are just we are reptilian, right? So looks pretty, I like it. Like looks shiny, I like it.
yeah.
Maybe I'm just so weirdo. I like complexity and mess and nuance and real raw things. I just don't understand what's the point of being here trying to arrange it to a certain effect.
It's like something we talk about all the time, which is just protecting your own bubble against the inevitability of your own death.
This is I come back, this is why I'm
I
saying I
mean, it's
come
like
back to this.
we
I'm
always
like,
circle back to that.
but I'm like, y- like, do you not realize that like you shit too? Like, do you not realize that like you're gonna decompose too? Do you not like, do you really think you're better than other people?
Well, I think this is part of the, to circle back to the beginning of our conversation, I think it's also part of the, you know, in a godless world, celebrity is the guru. And so I think we're also seeing the deconstruction of that as well, where like Chelsea Handler can exist, sure, and I'm sure she has her people. And I'm just using her as an example. But the comment section almost is like the example of the fact that like people are over it. Like you don't just get to live in your ivory castle and have your fucking like I'm a celebrity so I live outside the lines kind of energy without repercussions at this point. That's not.
Well, it's not, I think that's the thing. It's not a reverence. It's not actually, it is, you are the establishment. So don't claim to be outside the establishment because you are.
I mean, she lost me when she made her tour title "Vaccinated and Horny."
That's just, I'm a Virgo. That's just gross. Like, it's like, I've never seen her. I've never gotten her appeal. She's not for me. But like, Ellen DeGeneres seems like a horrific human being, but uh, talented as fuck. Like, can do a comedy set that, like, to me.
I think people are drawn to like the outlandishness and the kind of like with Chelsea, like why I used to really like her is like there's a bravery to not giving a fuck to being just this like kind of unapologetic bitch that she like made her brand. And I think a lot of us women like look at something like that and are like, I want to be more like that in a way because it's like it's so that is the anti-establishment
But I'd
component.
rather be Jane Goodall than that.
Right. I mean,
Like,
not, you're just
who's
not really
also anti-establishment and like actually
totally.
has substance and meaning.
Okay, as like a sluttier girl, I related more to Chelsea.
Amazing. Amazing. But don't you think there's other sluttier girls who are just more interesting?
Yeah, but I also don't even know if that's like the disruptive thing anymore, is what I'm saying. Is
No,
like it's
it's not.
that's like that's the tired narrative. And now to be like disruptive or to be um interesting, you do have to be more like the Jane Goodall energy. You do have to have more of like a cause and a reason and a backbone, and it can't just be shock for shock value, and it can't just be um, I'm 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 anti whatever this other thing is because like the world is coming to a head where you actually need to be about something. Like Chelsea just going on her Instagram being like, "Do me a favor, like don't vote for Spencer Pratt." It's like, what the fuck are you doing to help the city, bitch?
This is what I'm saying.
Like what
It's
what are
like,
like you're not doing anything. So and you live in a place where you have so much security, you don't have to worry about it. It doesn't come to your doorstep, so you think you have the right to just sit here and tell other people what to do. Nobody fucking cares what you have to say because you live in a reality that's so unrelatable.
This is what I'm
You
saying,
have
but it's
no
not even like interesting.
responsibility. You have like no contact with the common person. Like it is like I'm agreeing with you. I'm just like now I'm just going off on it.
It just, it honestly, this is going to sound so hokey, but like it makes my heart hurt. Like
Yeah.
it's just, it, I don't know. I just, um,
Wait, I'm seeing the time. I think we should
yeah,
just talk really quickly about the incoming energy and everything because we started this conversation by saying that we started this
yeah.
tangent by talking about like the June and July astrology and something that I read that I thought was interesting that I kind of wanted to get your. Oh, and now when I say that I read it, I actually mean I read it. I didn't just scroll past it on Instagram. I read a full article,
Tell me,
TLDR.
lay it
Um,
on.
but something that this person was saying was that like June, the astrology of June feels like almost like a liminal space, like a pause, and that there's going to be like a feeling of like frustration or despair of like being in the in between and knowing that something's changing but it's not quite there yet. And so I thought that was really interesting and kind of wanted to get your deeper analysis of that because I sort of feel that in a way, and I know Tyler is going through that, like with with work and creative stuff, and
Mm.
so like there's just been
Yeah,
so much on our personal that I'll share that made me relate to that was like we've
yeah,
just been creating and cultivating so many things like quietly and like brick by brick, and now we kind of need it to like expand to a place where it's actually something we're like really creating and sort of in a more
yeah.
generous space with. Um,
So
yeah,
I
sorry.
agree with that, except for the word pause, because we're in Gemini season until the 21st and this, the summer
Mm,
solstice, right? And the start of Cancer season. So I don't think it's a pause. I mean, we will, and Mercury retrograde doesn't start until June 29th to
okay.
July 23rd. But then Jupiter moves into Leo June 30th. And August 12th is the Leo solar eclipse with a stellium in Leo. And that Leo is like creative fire, like,
Wow.
right? So it, the liminal space I feel is much more accurate than the pause because I
Got
think that the shifts are there, they're subtle. I think conversations, like having conversations, having um, different information, dialoguing, all of that, networking, networking, meeting people, all of that. And then Cancer energy, Cancer is the womb. So that's literal and metaphorical, right? And Mercury being in Cancer, it's like, it's that seed, that birth, that zygote, and then that kind of fertile space. And then Leo is like, here is the creation, which will be end of July. And then the eclipse, we get into eclipse season, August 12th. So
it.
I think that's accurate, other than the word pause, because I don't think it's unless there's something specifically happening in one's chart that is calling them to specifically pause.
Right.
It's mutable energy, so it's adaptable. And we have Venus in Cancer right now and Mars in Taurus, and that feels, Mars in Taurus is like slow and steady,
Mm-hmm.
right? And Venus in Cancer is again that Cancer energy of nurturing and feeding and nourishing whatever the thing is. So I
Mm,
don't I, I wouldn't take it as a negative. I would say, and Gemini is movement. I mean, I wouldn't say it's not movement. You know what I mean? I think that it's, but August, end of July, August is like, it's Leo season. It's bold. This
Right.
energy isn't quite bold. That energy is more bold. And then, like I said, starting around July 18th, we have these four of the five outer planets are all going to be at 4 degrees fire and air.
Mm,
So Jupiter is involved in Leo, and Saturn is the only one that'll be further in. It'll start to hit kind of early mid degrees, like 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then, and then we have Uranus in Gemini at 4 degrees, and Neptune at 4 degrees Aries, and Pluto at 4 degrees Aquarius. So those will all form a very strong configuration. And
mhm.
that is powerful. It's really powerful. So yes, but have ye faith.
I know, and I love how you don't like I feel like there's just so much it's almost like astrology porn.
It is, but then I always ask people like, but talk about like everybody in March was like the world's gonna like did it? Did your world like some people have major events that happen, but that's because they're having a significant transit or post transit that's materializing. I just think like how many times do you need to read something catastrophic and the catastrophic thing doesn't happen to go, oh, maybe. And also like the
Mm,
rich stuff is really fertile and subtle. And
right.
also we tend to grow like and then something happens that like you know, we put in our time and then all of a sudden the flower sprouts and it's like, oh, isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, I think that's a really important note, and I think I'm gonna have to end because I'm actually doing a coaching session today. I did one yesterday, and I'm doing another one today.
Yeah,
It was really great. But I have her at 12:30, so I probably have to go.
amazing. Okay.
Something really important that we should just end on and emphasize is like so much of the work of growth is just quiet, and it is just not amazing, and it's just brick by brick and putting one foot in front of the other and doing small things to tinker along the way of like your vision and what you're building, and then like you're saying, all of a sudden the flower pops and you're like, holy fucking shit, a flower pops out of this thing. Like, I didn't even know that. Like, I have a tree in my backyard that's gone through flowers, leaves, and now it's fruiting.
This
And I,
is why I love nature. This is why like being watching that rhythm, and that's why I love seasons. I'll
mm-hmm,
just say this. When I was in the reading room, so after I completed my master's, I did 2 years in the reading room, which is like an apprenticeship. And there was this woman and she was in her late 70s, maybe early 80s. And we would gather in circle before we did the work of grading papers, et cetera. And every time she would say, well, every day I wake up and I say to spirit, what are my magical mystery surprises? And
mm,
like, I will just think of that. Like, it doesn't have to be this giant thing. It can just be this, like, there was such a sweetness to her. And you know, she's lived a whole life,
I love,
and I try and maintain that sense of wonder. And I've been thinking about her lately, and I've been thinking about that philosophy.
I love that so much. That's really sweet. And it's just a matter of like noticing
Yeah. Yeah.
and then being grateful for the noticing and seeing
100%.
where that leads you.
Yeah. All right.
Um,
I know you have your session. So next week,
yes.
for sure.
I will be here and we can I think this is a good time. I kind of
Yeah.
prefer Tuesday to a Thursday because I feel like as the week wears on it starts to get harder for me to like carve out time for some reason.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Thank you guys for being here and joining us.
Leave notes.
Leave
Leave
notes,
notes on We Have Notes.
yes. And tell us what you want to talk about because we are always
Yeah.
wanting more engagement.
100%. Have an awesome session.
So,
Bye, love.
bye.